Welcome to a Positive Performances Masterclass. I am Krumma. I'm pleased to be here with you. I'm the founder of Positive Performances, your partner in developing leaders, emerging leaders in higher education, as well as leaders in the boardroom. We focus on multidimensional well-being and performance. Let's go into today's matter. We are here to put you on the path to reach success, the success you deserve, without losing your mind and without losing your health. Because this is unfortunately what is happening today. 40% of managers are saying that they're not sleeping because of stress. 76% of higher education students are saying the same. Let's stop. How are you feeling right now? You will be needing in this masterclass pen, paper, pencil, something to write down. I will be doing the talking this time. You will be doing all the hard work. So just write down on a scale from 1 to 10, 1 being that you are awful in this area, you're feeling awful about this area, or 10 being you're feeling great. Think about sleep. Think about relationships, career, your energy level, or whatever that is important to you. Write down how you feel right now. This is a check-in. This is the first exercise that I am giving to you today, and I invite you to do it every morning before you stand out of bed. And you will see it's powerful because it's going to give you ideas of appreciation, of celebration. Wow, I slept well. Wow, I feel good. Or, oh, well, I'm aching. I need to do something about that. You'll see the masterclass today is going to be about heroic leadership and is going to be extremely practical. Everything that I will share with you today, everything that I will give you, you will be able to repeat it immediately for yourself, for your family, and for your organization and your teams. Let's look at what I am aiming here. I'm really, my deepest desire is that you leave this masterclass in 45 minutes, convinced that you have all the qualities, you have all the resources and the capacities of a hero, and that you will be able to act as a hero. Why? Because heroes have hope. Heroes believe in their efficacy. I will go deeper in that to that word later on. Heroes demonstrate resilience and develop the resilience. Heroes are optimistic about the future. They impact their world and they act with courage. You might see that we have the H, the E, the R, and the O. And we also have the I and the C, the impact and the courage. And you will see later on that that's my little twist to the concept that I'm presenting here. And this picture proposed to me by my colleague. We are sometimes at 0, and we can move from 0 to hero. Potentially some of you are doing that today. Let's go straight away into an exercise. I want you to look around you on your desk and pick up an object. Pick up something that you can hold in your hands. Okay, good. Take another one. And now make me a duck. Yep, make me a duck. You might pause the video to take a few minutes to create this duck. And I'm pausing, I'm slowing a little bit down because I know you. Some of you just want to tick the boxes, go fast, listen to what I'm saying next, and not taking the time to stop. Well, you will see I will be insisting on stopping. Okay? Are you back? Do you have a duck? I would love you to take a picture of this duck and send it to me and put it in the comments, or send it to me on WhatsApp or mail or whatever. I would love to see your production. And with that in mind, allow me to ask you to really stop and think about what happened. Some of you have taken other objects on the desk around them and created a duck. Some of you have drawn some lines around the duck. Some of you didn't do anything. Well, you didn't have the opportunity to discuss with me here directly. So this is a different exercise. Whereas if I would be in a boardroom, you might say, well, we would have discussed on why she was asking us to make a duck. What for? What the objective? Well, believe me, when I do this in the boardroom, when I do this in the training room, no one asks questions. I actually do it with Legos. I come in with Lego. I allow people to choose to pick pieces of Lego, and then I say, make me a duck. And you know what? They all make a duck. Each and every one of them make a duck. And then I ask, why did I ask you to make a duck? What did I actually ask you to do? Make a duck. Okay. Did I ask you to make individual ducks, each and every one? Did I ask you to make the ducks with the object that you chose? No. This is the problem. We are going too fast. We are not slowing down. We are not being strategic about our behaviors. We are just going, running, sometimes like headless chickens, into the task. I'm not saying that you are doing that right now, that you did that, I didn't see you, and that you're doing it all the time. I'm maybe, hopefully, creating a little bit of consciousness, of observation. And again, you say, we have been together for less than 3 minutes. And I am already giving you a second exercise that you can do with your teams. And please reach out to me. With pleasure, I will give you the clear instructions. So what is this masterclass about? Some of you need agenda. I'm adapting to that. And here we have an agenda. We checked in. We asked ourselves how we are doing. We made a duck. We made a duck exercise. So what's coming up? I am going to present to you the hero's journey. I'm actually going to take you to the hero's journey. I am going to talk to you, and I'm going to integrate in this hero's journey the PSYCAP hero, the psychological capital. Then I will integrate the IC. Remember in the beginning I told you that I had created a little bit, added a little twist to the hero, the two heroes concept I'm talking about today. I will be giving you a little bit of theory. Those who know me know that I am an evidence-based practitioner. I like to ensure that everything I share is reported by science. I will talk to you really, really quickly about my mission, vision, and priorities. You will get it through the masterclass, and we will do a hero activity only on the letter E, and you will see the power of just one activity, how it influences everything. And what am I actually doing here? The objective of today is for me and for yourself to offer you a moment for you to create the conditions to achieve the success that you really deserve and to reach it without losing your mind and health. Do I need to repeat the statistics that I shared in the beginning? Don't think so. Okay, without further ado, I am going to take you on to this journey. Now you made me some ducks, okay? And now you're like, what? What? Is he coming back to the duck? And yes. So I want you to look at the duck that you made, whether it's a drawing or whether it's some object that you have piled up. So now you see, everything has a purpose. So if you didn't play the game early on, you need quickly to create a duck. Okay? Now the hero's journey. Let's start. I want you to dream. Close your eyes. Think about this duck. That's you. And think about something that you want really badly. What is it that you want to have happen? What is it that you want to achieve? Doesn't matter if it's personal or professional. It's something that you are going to focus in our class, in our masterclass today. Is it to increase your sales? Is it to sell your company? Is it to buy a house? Is it to obtain a loan, to get a loan at the bank? Is it to have this crucial conversation with your boss or with an associate or a team member, whatever? You see, you can go anywhere. Is it to improve your relationship with your children, with your teenage or grown-up children? Whatever. It's about you and what you really want. Good? We're here? Excellent. Now, what happens when we really want something? What happens is we start by dreaming, and then very quickly, bam, obstacles, difficulties, enemies, we see them all over. We don't have money. Someone is telling us, no, you can't do it. You want to change a job? You want to get a promotion? You just arrived. You can't do it. And just negative, negative, negative flow over to you, breaking down your dream. Unfortunately, we are very clever. We are really strong in doing it ourselves. And yet we also have external factors breaking us down too. Okay, and now you're thinking, oh yeah, great masterclass with Krumma. She's asking me to dream, and then she breaks down my dream. Okay, well, it's not because I'm a positive psychology practitioner that I neglect the ugly things. We really need to think about the ugly things. We need to look at them, in our eyes to eyes, in their eyes. Okay, here we are. What I want you to do is I want you to take some objects on the table. I want you to add like 2 objects to your duck, representing the heaviness, the difficulty, these enemies that are between you and your dream. Represent the bank where you know that you're not going to get the loan from. Represent people that you consider are not supporting you. Whatever, whatever. Represent some inner challenge and obstacles that you are creating yourself. Okay, we got it. The duck is really struggling here. You are really struggling here. Okay, good. Now, the good thing about dreams is that we are dreams and objectives and goals is that we are strong. We sometimes forget it. We sometimes don't see it because of all the obstacles and the enemies. What happens when we are fighting for something, when we decide to go and fight for something, is that we meet people. We meet people who encourage us. We find allies, even mentors, and we identify or we obtain resources that we fought for, and we might at some stage not even have dreamt of getting. So You're starting to understand the exercise. So you have this duck, it's you. You have these two elements that are draining the energies, creating struggles, enemies, obstacles, difficulties. And now I want you to find 6 other objects. 6 other objects on the table, or you add as a drawing, however your duck, whatever your duck looks like. And these 6 are your superpowers. Because we all have superpowers, and these superpowers can be internal or external. Again, the money from the bank, the support from family or from the boss or whatever, can be so many things. If you need to pause the video and continue to construct, to build the superpowers, to add the superpowers onto your duck. Good? With me? Excellent. Now, why did I say 2 difficulties and 6 superpowers? There is a theory that says that we need 3 positive elements to erase every single negative element. It's a theory that also says that positivity comes with positivity. If we force ourselves to look at the positive side, we broaden our minds and we can see more positive sides. So here you had 2 difficulties, 2 enemies, and I asked you to find 6 positive superpowers. And if you did not play the game again, you know, I'm pushing you, and you only put 4 because, oh, it's a game. Well, no, I want you to put 2 more because we need to go until we need to do the things to their full extent. Okay, and here again, another idea coming in, another exercise. When you are feeling down, when you are facing some challenge, some adversity, sit down and find 3 positive things. Not necessarily about it, but about something, and you will see that you will be re-energized. Okay. So you have the superpowers. You are ready to fight. It's still not going to be easy. What's going to happen is that you at some stage, you're going to be trying out some things and you're going to fail. Okay. And we will make sure that we are not confusing trials with complete failure, because we're standing up. Because we have hope. Remember? We're heroes. We are acting in a heroic way. We believe in our efficacy, and I will go back to that a little bit later, what this efficacy, what this contextual confidence is all about. And this is what we're going to be doing our activity on. You are full of resilience. I told you you're standing up again and again and again, and you're optimistic about the future. Therefore, you're impacting the people around you, you're impacting the world around you, and you're acting with courage. You see? I placed my heroic concept in here. You are going to find yourself in the belly of the whale. You're going to find yourself in the cave you didn't dare to go into. And this is where you're going to find the treasure that you were looking for. This is where you're going to get the reward, because you can decide when you're in the belly of the whale, where you're in the cave, in the fight, you can sit down and cry, you can break down and never stand up again, but that's not what you're going to do, because you're a hero. You're going to stand up with hope, efficacy, resilience, optimism, impact, and courage. And this is where the transformation happens. And this is what's going to make you come home again as a hero. Now that was the heroic journey, where I have used 3 elements. The hero from Joseph Campbell, the hero's journey from Joseph Campbell, the psychological capital from Fred Lutens, and the impact and courage elements that I have added. Now look at the duck. Look at yourself. Close your eyes and visualize the success, whatever it looks like. You creating your company, you moving into the house that you want, you experiencing positive relationships with the people that you want to have these positive relationships. Again, you going out of the bank with a signed check for the loan for whatever reason you need that money. I want you to experience the feelings of success. And I want you to remember these feelings. The smell, the colors, the heat or the freshness, whatever it feels like in your body, in your brain. And I want you to remember this feeling, because also in adversity, facing adversity, because you will be facing adversity. And we are here also to embrace the learnings every day adversity gives us. And when you face this adversity, you have a little box in your brain or a drawer or whatever, or a bag that is keeping this emotions, this feeling that you are feeling today. And you're going to go to it and you say, I'm going to be resilient because this is the feeling I want to have when I will be successful. Thank you for playing the game. I promised you a little bit of theory, and here I am. Now, Joseph Campbell was a researcher, a specialist in history, mythology, and literature. He read everything. The story says that he spent 5 years reading 9 hours a day. Everything from the Bible to the Greek mythology, even the Icelandic sagas from my home country, all the modern, all he had access to. Books, thrillers, biographies, everything. And what he found out, that every single book, story, movie, and every single life has the same recipe. And the recipe is like this. You can look at this journey for your whole life, for your career, or for just the lasagna you want to make tonight. Look at the top level, known, and the unknown. In all the books, in all the stories, in all the movies, whether you go and watch Star Wars, whether you go and watch Harry Potter, Indiana Jones, all the Pixar cartoons, it's always the same story. The biographies that you have read, always the same stories. There is always an ordinary person in an ordinary world, in an ordinary life. And either there's this call to adventure or something happens. And we say no. Either it's no, I can't do it, no, or no, it can't be true. Okay? I'm not always talking about good things. In the exercise we did together with the duck, I asked you to dream something that you really wanted. This is the same thing when something happens to us. Sickness, accident, lottery winning, whatever. Okay. And we say no. And we don't dare to go, or we are afraid to go. And then either we get a mentor, or we find some courage inside, or we have something like a divine power that says, go for it, Krumma. You can do it, Krumma. And we jump over to the unknown. The known is 10%. The unknown is 90%. It's big. And what I am tempting to share with you here is that I want us to understand that it's always the same thing. And that we can do something about it, and we can anticipate things, and we can manage it, and we can learn from the adversity that's going to come. It doesn't have to be frightening. We don't need to freak out about the unknown. We have proofs that there are always possibilities, there are alternatives, there are always possibilities, and there are probabilities that this is the way the things are going to go. So if I continue this journey, we jump in, we go over the threshold, and We know that we're going to meet obstacles. Remember the two heavy things, the obstacles, the enemies that I asked you to put on the duck. We also know there are going to be helpers. There are going to be internal resources, superpower, external resources, people who are going to encourage us and help us to have small wins, big wins, trials, fails. We're not going to confuse trials with complete failure, because we're standing up. We have hope. We believe in our efficacy, meaning that we know examples. We have proofs in our mind of past performance and capacities. We stand up. We therefore stand up, and we are optimistic about the future. We impact the people around us, the world around us, and we act with courage. You see, I'm going to go back to it in a second. I just integrated the second theory, part of theory from Fred Luton's, and my I.C. impact and courage. What is important, and what I want you to really keep in mind, is that yes, we have the superpowers. We're still gonna find ourselves in the whale's belly, in the cave with the snakes in Indiana Jones, in the fight in the airs in Star Wars. It's gonna happen. And a little bit of extra theory here. Why did I ask you to have 6 superpowers to face and to overcome the 2 obstacles and the enemies? There is a theory that is called broaden and build, saying that for every single adversity that we experience, we need 3 positive things to balance. Okay. And here I'm giving you a new tip, new exercise to do. Every time you face an adversity, I'm not talking about toxic positivity here. Oh, could have been worse. No, no, no. If you are facing negative feelings, experiencing negative feelings, think about something positive. Force yourself to think about the positive instead of going into the negative. And maybe here, we're not talking about cake. We're talking about the apple. We're talking about the fact that we make an effort. Running is hard. We delay the gratification. And when we finish running, we are so happy because we are building up something. So this is what I'm also inviting you to look at. You know it's going to be hard, and you know it's going to be worth it. And it's not about the happy life, it's about the good life. And we're talking about intentions. 50% of our happiness is said to be genetic. 10% is said to be from the environment and the education, and 40% intentional. We are looking at what you're going to do intentionally to move on. In another masterclass, I will be talking about the importance of the 10%. But here right now, we're looking at the intentions. So when you're in the belly of the whale, when you're seeing the snakes or whatever, well, you can sit down and cry and break down and never stand up again. But that's not what you're going to do. Remember the hero, the heroic. You're going to decide that you're going to make the effort, that you're going to continue because you know it's the right thing to do. And this is where the change, the transformation happens. And this is where you're going to come home, back home as a hero. Remember what I said, we can use this on life, we can use this on our career, we can use this on a specific relationship, or we can use it on the lasagna that we're going to make today, because 15 minutes before we're going to put everything in the oven, the sauce is ready, we realize we not have any lasagna slice. That's adversity. We can sit down and cry, or we can decide to do something about it. Okay. Second part of the theory, Luton's. So Fred Luton's, so they did not work together. Campbell and Luton's did not work together, as far as I know. They were not. I think Campbell was earlier than Luton's. Anyway, Luton's came up with the concept of psychological capital and the importance of psychological capital. to well-being, and to performance. So the hero concept he talks about is about having hope, believing in our efficacy, our capacity, contextual confidence, demonstrating resilience, and being optimistic about the future. We're talking about my addition, before we go into the background of H.E.R.O.I.C, is impact and courage. And that is the specific leadership addition that I make, because we need to act with impact. We need to act with courage, and we need to impact our world. When it comes to hero, you might be saying, well, I'm like that. I'm not optimistic. I'm pessimistic, and I'm not resilient, and this is how I am. And or thinking about people around you, thinking about your teams or your boss or whatever. Well, there are some things in our personality that we cannot change, or very difficult to change. Remember, I said happiness is 50% genetics, 10% environment and education, and 40% intentional actions. Well, it is also true, and science shows us that there are state-like things in our personality, and they can be changed. We can learn to be optimistic. We can learn to live with hope. We can build the muscle of resilience. We can build efficacy. We can learn how to act with courage and be impactful. As simple as that. I will not be bothering you with more theory. Feel free to reach out to me to get more. What I want us, after half an hour together, to stop and think about implication for practice. You as leaders going out there and doing something, acting in a heroic way. So I know that you will for sure forget what I said today. You will forget my gestures and what I've been doing. Potentially, probably, you will remember how you felt during this masterclass. However you felt. And this is what I want you to do, to be heroic. I want you to create the environment in your families, in your business, of hope, inspiration, resilience, optimism, impact, and courage. This is my message to you. Now, how can we ensure that we increase a little bit the chances of you remembering what I said and what I did? Let's stop. Remember how in the beginning I said, I'm going to have you stopping, I'm going to have you stopping. And sometimes I say, stop, reflect, wake up, and choose. Go back to your pen and pencil and sheet of paper or notes, whatever, and write down 3 things you learned in this half an hour together. 2 things you liked, 2 things you disliked, and 1 thing that will be definitely different from now. And again, I would love you to share this with me. Send it to me, put it in comments. Tell me what you learned. Tell me what you liked and disliked. And tell me about this thing that's going to be different. You can pause the video here and take your time to do it. I want you to do it. Are you ready to practice? I promised you an activity, and here we are. So this activity is going to be on the psychological capital from Fred Lutens, and we're going to focus only on the E. I promised you also I would explain a little bit about this self-efficacy thing. It's not efficiency. It's not efficacy like we say often. It's about believing in your capacity. And the only way to build self-efficacy is to give your brain proofs. And this is what we're going to do today. When I'm going to go on stage in public speaking, And I'm going to have all these voices telling me, Krumma, you're not ready. You're not looking good. You don't remember what you said. Nobody's going to listen to you. You're not the right person to do this. And all these crazy judgmental voices bringing me down, breaking me down. How on earth can I fight it? Remember the 3 against 1? 1 adversity, three positive things? Well, it's going to be tough. Well, I need to have access to my resources here. I need to have access to my self-efficacy drawer where I have all the proofs of my previous performance in public speaking. And will I be having a conversation with myself? Oh, yes. All these voices are attacking me. And I say, okay, Krumma, stop. Remember the stop. How many performances have you done these last 3 months? Oh, 10, 12? Many. Okay. How many times did you totally mess your performance? There was one I was not so proud. Yeah, I could have done better. Okay, fine. Fair. How many did you totally smash? You were so proud and you were happy and you got specific positive feedback. Ooh, I think there were like 3, maybe 4. Okay, so out of 12, that makes 1 bad, 4 good. That's 5. 7 left if I'm calculating correctly. So 7 kind of okay-ish. Now you tell me, what are the chances that I mess up today? What are the chances that I do a great performance? And what are the chances I do okay? So here I have proofs to push away, to shut down these bad voices, these judgmental voices, and move on stage with track, with stress, positive stress, with pressure, because I know it's going to be tough. I know it's going to be difficult, but I know I'm ready. Now, let's practice. You are going to give me the evidence of your ability to be heroic. So here's what you're going to do. Back to your paper, back to your pencils. Consider an achievement from your past and really write down precisely what you did, what you said. About a lasagna that you really did well, a conversation that you apprehended and went well, a major public speaking, a major decision, meeting, project, can be small, can be big. What we want is we want to be specific. I did well does not work. I was great does not work. Think about, for example, let me help you with an example. This meeting where you came in and you had to present some figures, some financial data, and you presented. You were stressed out, normal, important figures, budget, forecast, whatever. Okay. And you got some specific questions from the audience about percentage, calculation, and you clearly remember of having had the capacity of answering these questions. That's a proof of self-efficacy. What are the benefits of doing this kind of an exercise and creating these drawers full of proofs of efficacy? You are going to be even more successful because it's not like this kind of yay, I'm the best things. You know, there are some exercises to boost our motivation. Well, it only works if we have proofs. So I'm sure that you have been reading the benefits here. Confidence, engagement, resilience, looking at challenges as opportunities, optimism, dedication, devotion, readiness to move on. So, write down. Think about the event, the moment, the conversation, the creation, the production, whatever. I managed to. That is what you did. Think about the being thing, about your posture, your expression. I remained calm whilst other people were fighting about something, even something I presented about a project that we were going to tackle on, maybe a team meeting where you need to inform that you're downsizing the team. And now you have the proof, and you are going to see that you can do it again. Let's be really clear. There is no one size fits all. We are creating proofs of past performance that can then predict future behavior. We're in the positive here. And thanks to the stock of these proofs, when you're going to be in a situation, you have access. You're going to have access, even in a stressful situation, you can have access to your resources, and bit by bit, it takes time, bit by bit, it's going to become like a catalog of options. And there's always choices. And you're going to choose the right thing in the right situation. Now, write down, I am able to. Okay, we're moving into the future. I can, so I'm able to, it's the doing part. I can is the being part. Therefore, I will, and this is the confirmation to yourself. I will have access, tell yourself and write down, I will have access to this proof of efficacy, ability, when I will be facing future adversity. This is an exercise that I invite you to do when you come out of an important meeting and you feel like, whoa, I did well. When you do something that you're proud of, when you get a big bonus at the end of the year because you had a great performance, make sure that you know exactly what was your contribution to this success. What are we talking about here? We're talking about you as a hero, full of hope, believing in their efficacy. So finally, you say, I'm putting the word efficacy here. You demonstrate and you're building the muscle of resilience. You're optimistic about the future, you're impacting the world and the people around you, and you're acting with courage. Oh yeah, I'm repeating myself, and it's very important to do so. This is how it enters. This is how you will remember. And talking about repeating myself, you know the game now. And now I need you to stop and write down what you learned just in this exercise. What you liked about this exercise, what you disliked about this exercise, and what are you going to be? What is the one thing that you're going to be doing differently from now? Again, you can pause this video. We are almost at the end. The only thing I have to tell you now is you need to decide. Remember the intentions, intentional actions, the 40% leading to well-being, to happiness. Put yourself on the path to achieve the success you deserve. Not losing your mind, not losing your health. We're done. Remember me, your partner in developing leaders, yourself and your leaders. So reach out by phone, reach out by WhatsApp, or you go onto my website and click on my agenda to discuss. Let's discuss about you, your team, and your organization. Thank you so much. I am happy right now that I'm keeping my timing. I promised you 45 minutes, and I am finishing in less than 45 minutes. So this is also going to go into my self-efficacy drawer. Thank you so much. I hope to see you soon, and I hope to speak with you soon. Goodbye.